Hello guys. So in the previous video we looked at how we verified the WAMP installation and everything is okay so long as we had the green icon there. So in this video we are going to look at how to install WordPress. Now I am in my downloads folder where I have my WordPress zipped folder. So the first thing we need to do is we need to extract this folder, this compressed file or zipped file into a folder. So I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to select extract files and then okay, using WinRAR. You can download WinRAR freely from the WinRAR Lab website. Alright, so now I have a folder here called, okay, it's still extracting. Let's wait for it to be done. So I have a folder here called WordPress 4.5.2, which is the current version. So I'm going to open it, and then in it there is another folder called WordPress. When I open it, I have all the files that are required for my WordPress installation. So I'm going to right click on this and then I'm going to copy this. Then from here I'm going to paste this in the WAMP folder. I'm going to paste this in the WAMP folder. So I click on local disk C and then I click open the WAMP folder. Now when you open the WAMP folder, there is a folder called www. This is where you are going to be storing all your web projects. So I double click on this and open it. I right click and select paste. So I have my WordPress file here. When I open it, all the files that are required for WordPress are here. Now from here, I'm going to come back here and I need to rename this so that every project that you'll be working on will have its unique name. So that every project that you'll be working on will have its unique name. So right click this and then I'm going to select rename and I'm going to call this first underscore site. First underscore site. Let's just call it this, but you can choose whatever name you want it to be depending on what project you are working on. So now that I have this done, I'm going to open my browser and then I'm going to go to localhost. So when you check your projects, you can see we have first website here, but we can't go straight forward and do the installation yet. We need to create a database that WordPress will use to store all the files. So to do this, I'm going to click on PHP My Admin. Remember we said WordPress needs an Apache server and then a database server. So I'm going to click PHP My Admin and then I need to log on. By default, there is a default account you can use called root. My SQL has an account called root. You can use this to log in. It does not require a password, so you just type root and then you click go. So this logs you onto the interface. Now when you come here, this is the PHP MySQL screen. You don't need to be a database guru to do this. So all that we need to do is to click on databases. So you click on databases and then it says create a database. So we are going to call this site1 underscore DB. Site1 underscore DB. It has to be in this format for the system to recognize it as a database. So I click create. So now that database has been created. When you look here, you can see we have site1 underscore DB. Here, that is all that we are supposed to do. So let's go back to localhost, open another tab and then go back to localhost. And now we are ready to install WordPress. Keep in mind that our database name is site1 underscore DB. The username is root. When you come here, the username is root and it is hosted on localhost. Are we okay? All right, so we come back to the WAMP local interface and then we click my first project. Now when you click on this, it's not going to work because it's going to open the folder as it is as a folder. So rather what we do is you type the address localhost /first underscore site. Localhost /first underscore site. You hit enter. Now this is going to bring you to the WordPress installation screen. This is going to bring you to the WordPress installation screen. So the language is English, but wherever you are within this world, you can select the language in which you want your work to be. Then we click continue. Now it says, welcome to the WordPress. Before getting started, we need some information on the database. You will need to know the following information: the database name, the username, the password, and the host, and then the table prefix if you want to run more than one WordPress in a single database. So we are going to click let's go. So database name is going to be site1 underscore db. The username is going to be root. There is no password, so we leave it blank. And then the database host is localhost. So this is all the information that we need to put there. Database name site1 underscore db, username root, password that, localhost this, and then we are good to go. So we click submit. So it says, all right, Sparky, you've made it through this part of the installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database. If you are ready, time now to run the installation. So let's run the installation. Now we need to provide a name for our site. So what site are we going to create? Let's create a blog. Let's create a blog. So I'm going to create an entertainment blog. Let's create a blog for now. So we're going to create an entertainment blog, and we are going to call this what do we call this? World entertainment news, or Ent news, something like that. Then we need a username that we are going to be using to log onto the admin panel of WordPress. A username that we are going to be using to log onto the admin panel of WordPress. So we are going to call this what do I call this? So I'll use my name Louis as my name, and then I need to specify a password. Now this is a strong password, but I cannot recall this password, so I'm going to choose my own password. So I'm going to choose this is what I want to use. It says it's a very weak password, but then it's not really a problem, so I'm going to use this as my password. It says it's very weak because this is a common password that everybody uses. So I just want to confirm, but please make sure that it says your password is a strong password before you use it. Are we okay? Or let me just change it and specify a strong password. It still says it's weak. Okay, let me use this. So this is a strong password. This is a strong password made up of random numbers. Then I need to specify my email. So my email address is louis@techongh.com. I specify that, and we want our project to be searchable, so you don't have to check this. Our site needs to be visible to the world. So we are going to click install WordPress. So now our installation is done, and so we can click login, and then we provide our name, and then we provide our password. and then I click log in. So this is the WordPress interface. We are done with the installation of WordPress, and then in the next video we are going to look at all the components that we see here, and then from there we'll start working on our first site. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and keep watching. Thank you.